Alright, bro, so if you click this video, I'm gonna assume that you are scared of windy days because more than likely you're so skinny you'll get blown away with the wind. Basically a skeleton with a heartbeat. And you know what? There's no shame in that. It's okay. Those are your genetics. Those are the lemons life gave you. So let's make lemonade with it. I have a lot of hard gainer skinny friends and I've helped them along the way. I will put up a picture of one of my best friends right here who I helped gain over 20 pounds in 6 months using the methods I'm gonna cover in this video. So if you are skinny and you find it impossible to put on weight, maybe you've tried, maybe you haven't, but all you know is no matter how much you eat, you can't gain weight. It's hard for you to progress in the gym. It seems like you're not gaining muscle. We're gonna get to the bottom of that in this video. So without further ado, let's get into these tips that will help you put on muscle, put on size, and get big as a hard gainer. So the first section we're gonna cover is the gym and your workout routine. Now, what should you be doing in the gym? Now, if you're a complete beginner, there's several options you can do here, okay? You can either do a 3-day full body routine, which I like that because you're pretty much hitting every single muscle group 2 and 3 times per week, which is a really high frequency, and that's more than enough to build muscle as a beginner. I actually really enjoy 3-day full body routines still, and I've been lifting for years. You could also do a 4-day upper lower rest split, or you could even do a 6-day push pull leg split or pull push legs, whatever you want to do. If you're a beginner, it doesn't matter so much because your body is primed to put on muscle. The main thing that matters is that you are hitting each muscle group at least twice a week. Now, if you are a little bit more experienced but you're a hard gainer and you're still having trouble putting on weight, I would recommend doing the 6-day back buys, chest tries, legs and shoulder split. Now, what's the key to putting on muscle? Key to putting on muscle is to give your muscles a reason to grow. And how do you make them have a reason to grow? By doing more work and lifting more weight over time, whether it's through heavier weights or increased reps. AKA, I'm sure you're familiar with the term, this is called progressive overload. The arm that can curl 30 pounds for 10 reps is more than likely going to be bigger than the arm that can only curl 20 pounds for 10 reps, which is exactly why you need to progressively overload the muscle. If you're not pushing the muscle to get stronger, giving it a reason to grow, then it's not going to. Now, how do you progressively overload on your routine? I will give you an example. Let's say you're sticking to the 8 to 15 rep range for your exercises, okay? What you want to do for your top sets is your heaviest sets, aka pick a weight that you can lift for 8 reps. Now, as the weeks go on, every time you use this weight, try to go for an extra rep, okay? If you can only dumbbell curl, let's say 30s for 8 reps, next week you want to go for 9 reps, and then the week after that 10 reps. Keep doing this until you get to the final rep of your rep range, aka 15. Once you're curling 30 pounds for 15 reps, then it's time to go up in weight. Go up to a weight that you can only do for 8 reps and repeat the process. That might be 40 pounds at that time. The point is, increase the reps until you're maxing out the rep range, then move up in weight. This is a great way to do it slowly and steadily and also prevent injury and get stronger and progressively overload without constantly maxing out and risking injury. So you want to make sure you progressively overload. Follow the routine. This is how you're going to build muscle, giving your muscle a reason to grow over time. Now, the second category is going to be nutrition. And honestly, this is probably the most important one for you hard gainers out there, okay? Because I'm sure you're thinking, doesn't matter how much you eat, you just can't put on weight. And I know it sucks. To make a long story short, the answer really is to eat more. I know you probably don't want to hear that. I'll give you an example. I have a friend who is a hard gainer himself. The lengths that this guy has to go to make sure he's putting on weight in the gym is, I've literally seen him do this repeatedly. Every night he goes to Little Caesars and he gets a deep dish pizza and he eats the whole thing by himself. That is how he maxes out his calories, and that's how he's put on over 30 pounds in the last couple years as a hard gainer. And it's taken him so much effort, and he's full all the time, but you know what? He looks sick. He looks like the freaking Attack Titan. So for this section, one thing I want to stress is more than likely you're probably not eating as much as you think you are. And I know you probably don't want to hear this. I'm sure you're stuffing your face and you're probably already full all the time. Based on the laws of thermodynamics, if you're not gaining weight, then you're just not eating enough to put on the weight. Simple as that. And so what's the solution to this? You're going to have to start tracking. You're going to have to start tracking your calories. A way you can do this slowly without overstimulating yourself and, getting discouraged and not wanting to do it is first start by just tracking what you're already eating on a daily basis, okay? Whatever foods you're already going to eat, just try to add it up on an app and see how many calories you're already consuming. Now that you have your average intake that you're eating on a daily basis, start by increasing by 100 calories per week. That way, you don't jump right into eating a crap ton of food and feeling sick all the time. You actually give your body a chance to adapt and slowly intake more calories, and this can actually help expand your stomach a little bit over time so you can handle higher amounts of food. So every week, increase your calories by 100. This will also minimize the amount of fat that you gain because it's such a slow calorie intake that it will be parallel to the amount of progress you're making in the gym, and so you're more than likely going to only be putting on lean mass. Now, an easy way to add these extra calories is to just add snacks in between your meals. You don't have to increase the size of your meals. Literally just add a small snack in between your meals. Boom, extra calories for the day. Now, you want to avoid foods that make you feel more full and more satiated than others, such as oatmeal, potatoes, fruits like apples and oranges, etc. You want to eat higher calorie, more dense foods that are smaller in size but higher in calories, such as pasta, nuts. Nuts is literally the best life hack. A handful of nuts, no pun intended, is like 600 calories. There's really no limit to the amount of nuts that you can fit in your mouth. So just keep shoving nuts in your mouth, and that's an easy way to get extra calories. Rice as well. Those types of foods are going to help you gain weight very easily. Now, another thing to consider is to not go over your protein intake, okay? So ideally, you want 0.8 grams per or up to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, but really you could stay at 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. So let's do some quick math. If you weigh 150 and you're trying to bulk, 150 times 0.8, all you need is 120 grams of protein per day, and you can fill the rest of your calories with carbs and fats. The reason you don't want to go super high in protein, like 1 gram per pound of body weight or higher, is because protein is so satiating and it'll make you feel more full. And since your problem is feeling too full so you can't eat more, this is going to make it harder for you to gain weight. You need just enough protein to build the muscle, and then the rest of the calories should be filled with things that are easier to eat and digest so that you're not completely sick to your stomach. Your goal is to be able to eat more food, but not feel extremely full and sick of food during the process. And honestly, when all else fails, eat whatever the hell you want. Just keep track of your protein, hit that 120, whatever the daily intake was, and the rest, honestly, you can get away with eating like garbage. Because one thing I've learned about you hard gainers is you guys will not put on fat for the life of you. It's a blessing and a curse because, yeah, you stay skinny, but also if you do figure out your body's algorithm to start putting on mass, you stay shredded. You literally stay lean and you just start getting jacked. You start getting bigger. I've been so jealous of my hard gainer friends over the last couple years because although they're constantly feeding, they never have to cut. All the weight they gain is just straight muscle. So when all else fails, eat whatever the hell you want. Make sure there's enough protein, but you guys are literally genetically the people that can get away with doing this. Like I said earlier, one of my friends eats a deep dish pizza every single night. Another one of my friends is always getting extra large garbage burritos from freaking Rosa Maria's, and he's way leaner than I am. Another easy tip to get calories in if you really can't eat. Okay, if you really cannot eat that much and you're just struggling, it's so freaking hard for you to eat and your appetite is not having it, this is one of the best hacks. Drink your freaking calories. Yup, that's right. Shakes, bro. Shakes are gonna be your best friend. You can easily make a shake with like 800 to 1,000 calories with milk, bananas, protein powder, and peanut butter especially. If you're throwing slabs of peanut butter, oh my god, it's gonna be so easy for you to gain weight. I actually had a friend in high school who gained like, I believe it was 70 pounds over the span of a year. He went from 130 to 200 pounds in a year, in a school year. He got a little bit fat, not like, honestly, he probably went from 8% body fat, which is what he was walking around at, to like 19 or 18. So for him that was fat, but for us it's like he still looked pretty lean. He gained 70 freaking pounds because he was having 3 1,000 calorie shakes a day aside from his food. So his calorie intake for the day was like 5,000 calories every single freaking day. Was he miserable? Yes, but he got super jacked. He hit a 315 bench in high school. He did it naturally. Honestly, he made one of the craziest transformations I've ever seen. So definitely drink your calories. You can use protein powder, you can use mass gainer powders if you can afford them, but if not, when all else fails, the go-to for me is milk, bananas, and peanut butter, and blend them up, and it makes a pretty good shake, and it's very high calories. So drink your calories. That'll help you gain weight without feeling extremely full. Another great tip, and the last one for this section, is going to be to eat faster. Try to limit distractions while you're eating. Okay, don't sit there and watch a TV show or use your phone or like be on a phone call. Like literally just sit and eat your food fast, because the faster you eat it, the longer it'll take for you to feel full, because your brain will just send it takes like 15 minutes for your brain to send the signal to your body that you're full. So if you eat faster than that, you'll be able to finish all the calories you need before you start feeling sick. Okay, so eat faster. That's another great tip for you guys. Now for the final category, this will be miscellaneous. You guys should definitely take creatine. Okay, this will help you put on weight, especially if you're really skinny. If you can't afford creatine or any supplement, it's fine. You don't need it. It's just the icing on the cake. But creatine and protein powder, and like I said, said, the mass gainer powders, you know, those are all gonna help you make your life easier to put on the weight. You don't really freaking need it, honestly. If you have the money, I highly recommend it. It's basically a catalyst. It's like an enzyme that speeds up the freaking reaction of you getting big. It'll just make it a little bit faster, okay? Another one, which is actually a very important factor, is sleep. If you want to get bigger, you can't do it sleeping 5 hours a night. It's going to be really hard for your body to put on muscle because muscle gaining doesn't happen in the gym. It happens outside of the gym. You break the muscle down in the gym. Outside of the gym is where it grows, okay? You need to recover, you need to sleep, and you need to eat. So you should sleep at least 8 hours a night. Please, for the love of God, just dedicate 6 months of your life to sleeping more, okay? You might not be able to go out as much with your friends, but you want to be jacked, make the sacrifice, okay? It's okay. It's temporary pain for a long-term pleasure, and it's delayed gratification. You should get used to delayed gratification because honestly, the chemical release in your brain feels so much better than these cheap dopamine hits that we get on us every single day from freaking sugar and caffeine and social media and all that crap. So just make a small sacrifice. Sleep more every night. You don't have to stay up till 2 a.m. playing COD with your homies, bro. It's time to get jacked, okay? And summer's right around the corner. Do you wanna be walking the beach saying, damn, you know, it's too bad we didn't get jacked this year, bro. I mean, you know, I don't regret playing all those hours of COD with you up to 2 a.m. Or do you want to say, you know what? I'm so glad I didn't stay up all night wasting my life away consuming hours of YouTube because I put the work in and I slept 8 to 10 hours a night and now I'm huge and people are looking at me and I feel good, like I accomplished something. So sleep more, trust me. If you watched to this far in the video, thank you so much. Let's just summarize some quick recap of this entire video. So follow a gym routine. I recommend 3-day full body split. It's really good and it's really easy to progressively overload that one. It doesn't have to be the case. You can do upper lower, you could do push pull legs. The point is hit each muscle group 2 times per week. Make sure you progressively overload by increasing the reps you're doing until you get to the end of the rep range and then increasing the weight. For food, you're most likely not eating as much as you think you are. So start tracking, add 100 calories per week to the food you're eating. Because if you think about it, every month you're increasing your calorie intake by 400 calories. And after 3 months, that means you increased your calorie intake by 1200, which is insane. Because if you started out eating 2500 a day, after 3 months, now you're at 3700, and that's a lot. You're gonna definitely be getting jacked. Eat foods that are not as satiating, okay? So stay away from oatmeal, potatoes, and certain types of fruits. Eat more of pasta, nuts, rice, etc. Only eat the amount of protein you need to grow, which is 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. And when all else fails, just track your protein and eat literally anything else, okay? When all else fails. On top of that, drink your calories and eat faster. Those two are also really big ones. Definitely make some shakes, definitely eat faster. And last but not least, supplements help, but you don't need them, okay? Protein, creatine, or mass gainer powders. And sleep. For the love of God, at least 8 hours of sleep per night. Okay, do it. Trust me, you will not regret it. Break the muscle down in the gym, repair it outside of the gym. That concludes this video. If you're a hard gainer, if you're a skinny guy, I really hope you found some value in this video because I have been getting a lot of comments talking about please make a video on how to get jacked. So this is specifically for guys who are super skinny. This is probably not the best advice to follow if you're skinny fat or if you're someone like me who can gain muscle and fat at a rapid pace, aka endomorphic genetics. So if you're a skinny guy, I hope this helped you. Leave a comment if you watched to this point. Leave a comment what you guys want to see about future video topics. And thank you for watching. This is Ski Master Duets signing out. Let's create the best version of ourselves to give to the world. All right? Peace. Jotaro! Oh my god!